Okay, I was about to ask about Kyle, but
It's already
working it out.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Kyle's working his stuff out. But I'm gonna hit record on this, so video wise I can record. Mac, you give me video recording.
Yeah, it's recording on. I got audio and then I got a Zoom record now.
Okay, cool. All right, but yeah, I can see that. And Last of Us 2, I haven't played that yet. I played parts with one of my friends. He had a share play. It's got a lot of hate behind it. I will give it that for reasons that I will never understand.
That's a lot of hate.
But I think it's more so because of the leaks, and then because of people not being very progressive on a female character being the main lead. But yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that's a damn good choice. I would say the game I think is the best game of this console generation, and I hate having recency bias, but I'm gonna have it anyway.
You gonna say Ghost of Tsushima? Yep.
I mean,
dog. Like, here's my thing. So like, Last of Us 2, I knew what I was getting. Like you kind of know what you're getting there. God of War was a shot in the dark. No one saw that game being completely different the way it was. One of my favorite games, I'll never say is my game of the generation, which was Assassin's Creed Origins, but I love that game. Ghost, I want a series of just that game. Like, that shouldn't work as a game. It doesn't feel like a game. It feels like a movie. Like, really the way that game starts out, this could be a whole ass movie. It only just drops, and no one would have an issue with it. That could be their new line without the whole controversy behind it.
Well, yeah.
I hear you. I don't know. My road with Ghost was really weird, man. At that game, I got it so I finished Last of Us Part 2 at 2 a.m. the day Ghost of Tsushima came out. So I started Ghost of Tsushima the very next day, and it felt like I had gone from playing a PS4 game to playing a PS2 game. Last of Us 2 was such a emotional storytelling high, and Ghost of Tsushima was just, it felt like a video game. So I played that game for probably 5 or 6 hours that day, or that weekend maybe, and didn't touch it at all until last week. Just let that game go until last week. And then played a little bit, kind of got wrapped up in the story, and then just pushed through to the end, and enjoyed it a lot more with that gap of time between that and Last of Us 2. But playing those two games back to back is these are not even, they shouldn't even be on the same shelf side by side. And then giving it the time and the space, it was okay, now I can appreciate this game as a video game with, I'm gonna open the map, set a waymark, walk over here, pick up upgrade, open the map again, set another waymark, walk over here. You know what I mean? That stuff I was more willing to accept after some time, but it's great. The writing in that game is absolutely fantastic, and Ghost of Tsushima. But it's hard for me personally to put that game above other games that do the same stuff. You know what I mean? Assassin's Creed does the same stuff. Infamous did the same stuff. It's really good writing though. Man, those characters. Lady Masako.
That's the thing. That story is just too and that's kind of issue that we talked about before in the previous podcast before, where it comes to Sony. Sony's biggest issue to me is they don't space out their games well enough. There's no way in the hell that Last of Us 2 came out the exact same year, within the same quarter somewhat.
It was less than a month apart. It was 28 days apart, something like that.
Right. If anything, Ghost of Tsushima should be a launch title for the PS5. That would be a perfect launch title. But why they did it? Because they want to push all the games out before they drop this system, and they still got shit coming out the pipe. But I think it's my console, my game that will be my generation defining game. Because no one saw this game coming. No one was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get a samurai game by the guys that made Infamous."
Yeah.
No one saw Sly Cooper, Infamous 1, Infamous 2 in New Orleans, Infamous 3 in Seattle. Okay, and then we're gonna get this Japanese game where you get to play in a Kurosawa mode that looks like an old samurai Wu-Tang film. Okay, cool. But that's my pick. Yeah. I know Mac is literally chomping at the bit.
Oh, me?
Man.
Yeah, do you have a game?
I
I know what you're probably gonna pick, but
Oh, that's a no-brainer. If I
It's
could
gonna
have
be
played,
Infamous, ain't it?
yeah, that game was my only reason for getting a PS4. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Infamous Second Son.
Infamous Second Son.
Oh.
That from playing this because Vernon hyped up the game. Oh, and by the way, if these other folks are listening, because I don't know if they listen to my podcast or watch my videos, I really hope you guys are. But if you're not, but if you are, this is for you. I had to pick one person. Everyone asked for Hubert, so I didn't get the rest of y'all. Podcast takes a long time as it is, so I can't have a whole bunch of niggas on here. Love and respect. But going back to what I was saying.
I
appreciate
asked
that, by
for
the way.
Hubert.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, like Vernon hyped up Infamous and Infamous 2. So I went. This is when I first got my PlayStation. What 3? Yeah, this is when I first got my PlayStation 3. So I got that. Wait. Is that right? Generations?
1 and 2 was PS3, and then
Infamous 1 and 2 was PS3. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Because I was like, wait. They seem like they was molding into the same time period. But yeah,
Yep.
my first
1
got my
and 2 were
PS3.
1 and 2 were then,
I got the
and then
bundle.
Second Son and First Light were 4.
I got the bundle that had The Last of Us in it, and I had bought. I think it came with 2 games. So I think it was like Infamous and The Last of Us or something like that. Some type of bundle or some shit.
I
That
feel
game
like that happened.
Yeah, so I got that, and then I bought Infamous 2. I could not get into Infamous 1. That shit was ass. That was like playing like Prince of Persia. Like I could not get that shit.
Like
was
Infamous 1 is like
trash.
that game aged terribly. Like you didn't play it the week it came out.
Yeah,
It felt
okay,
old as
I'll
hell.
give it that, but like,
That game
wow.
was
man,
ass. I could not play it.
When it dropped, it was dope.
Could not play it. I ran into 2 though, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm into this. Like I was like, it hooked me like this. The first one couldn't do that.
That's when they had changed the main character up to then.
No, it was still cool.
They changed.
I mean,
the
no, they
look, though,
changed
yeah.
it. That's what I'm talking about. They changed
Like the design and the mechanic of how he moved. They changed a lot of that. It was different from 2.
So
2 felt a lot more smoother.
yeah, so 2 was smooth. It wouldn't really feel clunky. I was like, I'm into it. I watched YouTube, found out what happened in the first one. I talked to Vernon, so I knew what happened in the first one. And then going into the second one, I knew it. So it fell in love with the game. And
thirsty there, buddy?
Quickest story, real quick. I was working as a custodian. I was the head custodian. I was working at nights at a high school. We had construction, so there was no cleaning to do. So I was just a glorified bodyguard. Well, not a bodyguard, rent-a-cop or whatever.
Security.
I was security, yeah. So I brought my PlayStation 3, and I was sitting in a room, and I beat that game in 5 days. I beat Infamous 2 in 5 days.
Jeez.
5 8-hour shifts. That's all I did was play that game. And I beat the entire game.
Wow.
So
sounds like my time when I worked in Southfield.
I was in Utica doing it, but yeah. But so I had a ball. I played it, I loved it. So that was my main reason to get into PS4. And then PS4 I was already gonna get PlayStation anyway, but PS4 never let me down. No stopping away. But the reason why I got a PS4 was because of Infamous.
That's happens to me every time. Like it'll be one thing that from the last generation where I'm like, oh, the sequel to this is a PlayStation game, so I guess I'm getting PlayStation next time, and then a bunch of other stuff after that kind of solidifies it.
That's the interesting thing. I had both the Xbox and the PS3 when they dropped both the new systems, and I'm like, well, shit. Okay. Second Son is coming. I'll play that. There's Halo on that side. I do want to play Halo because they might not fuck with that series. And then I saw another game that I'm going to bring up later. But yeah, between Second Son and then I think it was an Uncharted game that came out right around that same time too. I think it was 3. Uncharted 3 dropped around, was a console drop.
I think 3 was the same year as Second Son. I might be wrong. It was 2011.
Yeah. So those 2 games sold me.
I've not played them.
I have not beat 4 yet. I'm sorry. I haven't beat 4 in Lost Legacy yet.
Wait, you've never beaten any of the Uncharted?
No, I beat 1 and 2.
No, Mark
I beat
is
1
not.
and 2.
I've never played them.
Oh, I'm not.
No, I'm talking about more.
Yeah, Mark is not. What are you talking about?
Look,
That's gotta be the first thing you do for the 5. That's gotta be your first thing.
Look, I know Kayos is a big Uncharted fan, so I'm gonna tell you straight to your face. I started 4 and I didn't beat not 1, 2, or 3, but I got them on the system right now.
Yeah, they're sitting on my system. They were free, but
Yeah.
I haven't played them.
2, okay,
They're
wait.
so fucking good.
Okay,
The ending
but,
the ending of 2 is convoluted and it goes into
He's gonna get a hard on telling the story too.
Indiana Jones. So Uncharted 2 is more like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls ending. It's just out of nowhere and it's complete bullshit. But
that last level
that's
into
a great
bullshit.
series.
That entire level is just bullshit.
Yeah.
That makes you not want to play the game anymore. Like between the boss fight and the actual run, fuck that. I don't want to play that game anymore. I was like, I'm done. I don't need to play anything else. I'm good. 3,
playing on the hardest difficulty too. 3 is one of the it's one of the few games I actually got at 12 o'clock. Like I scoped out GameStop, I pre-ordered it. I was there 12:01 to get Uncharted 3. I called off the next day. It's only 2 games I've ever done that for, and the next one I'll get to when we talk about my list. But Uncharted 3, I called off the next day. My boss knew I was calling off because he actually was playing the same fucking thing. He had got the same thing, and he's like, "Wait, doesn't Uncharted 3 come out tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah." Didn't you request off tomorrow? Yeah. He's like, "So you're gonna be playing it?" I'm like, "Yeah." You already approved my days.
The only game I've ever called off for, and I didn't have a job at that point. I was still in high school. Was when they first dropped.
You called off from high school.
No, because here's why.
The principal, like, look,
you just don't show up. What?
Here's the thing.
What's the Ferris
Bueller? When Halo 2 first
home
dropped, niggas did not come to school that day. Like niggas was at home. I went to school and then left early. Niggas was already like playing that shit at the crib. Like I put up to my house. It was like 10 of my friends already there. Had a line set up. I'm like, but it's my game. It's my system. How y'all go get dibs on my system? What the fuck? Like, nigga, no, give me my shit. But yeah, I've never. I played 1. I played and beat 1. I beat 2. 3 and 4, I'll wait. But Kayos, you
3 is
had
good.
your list, so find you. I know it's probably Uncharted.
I got to change mine because Uncharted 4 is absolutely better than Spider-Man. I just forgot that was this generation. So I'm between Last of Us 2 and Uncharted 4. It's not even a question.
Nah, I don't think you should change your list. That's just wrong.
I'm just starting to play Uncharted 4, and the only reason I put it off for so long is because I don't want to see the end of that series. I know Lost Legacy is a little after, but I don't want to see the end of Nathan Drake's story, so I put off playing that because I'm gonna miss playing that fucking character because I love Nathan Drake.
I felt the same way playing through that game, but I will tell you this: Uncharted 4 has the most satisfying ending in the history of video games. Like full stop. So like, just go through it. By the time the credits roll, you'll feel like, you know what? I'm glad I did this.
Over 4?
Yeah.
I'm in the part where Nate and his brother just met. Sam just met back up, and they just got to the party and met Sully. So that's where I'm at. So I'm still kind of just into it. They just met up with Sully.
Man, the cutscene at the god, that game's amazing.
I forgot where I'm at, and I think I was close to beating it.
Mine is one of them. If you've listened to the show before, you'll know the one I'm about to talk about, which I'm actually. When I took a break to go get something to eat, I actually just put the game in just for shits and giggles. The other one is going to be a game I've talked about, but I don't think anybody else really ever talks about. 2 games that define this generation for me, because I'm a PlayStation guy, so I'm obviously going with PlayStation. Batman Arkham Knight. I love the Batman Arkham series.
I know you
Origins excluded. You know this, like I got my PlayStation 4 because of Batman Arkham Knight. Like I was gonna stick with my PlayStation 3, but when they announced that one, I had to get a new one.
Hold on.
When you got PS3, I remember you drooling a little bit over it too.
BJ and Mark, we're gonna get out the way.
That trailer, man.
Hubert and Kayos are gonna go at it over Origins, and I'm just gonna sit there and eat the popcorn. Because
Origins is shit.
I'm with Kayos.
It never should have happened.
Yeah, well,
Origins is trash. Origins is trash.
All right, it's easy for me. The fact that you appreciate Arkham Knight, I can accept all your other opinions because Arkham Knight's a hell of a game, and I don't think that game, like straight up, like not just in this conversation, but I think in the industry, people don't appreciate Arkham Knight because that is a ridiculously good
They
game.
don't.
So we good.
That's
Like
why
if
Origins was
fine.
if
That's all.
Like just Rocksteady alone, if Arkham Knight is the worst Batman game you've made, that's still an accomplishment. Like there are studios that don't get a game this well made.
Yeah.
I'm playing it right now. It is immensely it just makes you become the Batman to steal the tagline. I love it. I've loved the entire Rocksteady series. I think Arkham City is my favorite game of all time. I love that game. The reason I got my PlayStation 3 was when I got my PlayStation 3, the first game I got was Arkham Asylum because I had heard about that game for so long. That was the first game I went and got. I love it. Like I said, Origins, it has its fans. I don't think it's the worst game ever made. I think the game was ugly. I think the storyline was horribly written. I appreciate the voice actors doing what they can to make a good Joker and a good Batman, but if you can't have Kevin Conroy or Mark Hamill, don't have him.
All right, I see.
If you can't have Mark Hamill,
I see why you said that now.
just leave it out. Just leave it out.
I will
but
say this.
my other game, is Detroit Become Human.
Really?
I've played this game. I heard about this game. I followed the making of this game from the original trailer of Kira back in 2013 when they had the AI demonstration. Ironically, the actress that they picked for that was in one of my favorite shows at that time, The Following. So I saw her. I saw the game. Oh, Quantum Dreams. I know their track record. Let me follow it. Then they named the fucking game after my city. So I'm like, okay, you already got a point right there. Then when they actually have real architecture of Detroit in the actual game, real street names, I'm like, this is Detroit. So I love story-based games. It's 40, I think they said 47 different endings you can have to this game. I've played it 3 times all the way through and gotten different endings each time. I recommend it highly to everybody. I mean, I got it last year and I told Mark about it the second I got it. It's a game that truly makes an experience out of each time I play it. So it gave me something that I didn't have on the PlayStation 3 because I can't remember any games that I could play this many times and have this many endings. So that's one of my favorite games. So the 2 games that really define this PlayStation era for me are Batman Arkham Knight and Detroit Become Human.
Can I ask you 2 questions about Detroit? The first is like, all right, so I haven't finished it. I don't have a problem with it. I like what I played of it. But one of the kind of, I guess, controversies or whatever with that game is that they basically turned out. It's probably not a spoiler. It's kind of, you can kind of see it in the trailer that this is what they're doing. They turned the Android rights stuff into basically a slavery civil rights argument. Do you feel like a lot of people feel like it's kind of basically not okay that they try to make a game out of the civil rights movement, but with robots? And I'm just curious if you felt some type of way about that.
Parts of it get a little convoluted with Jesse Williams' character Marcus. He just kind of automatically just adopts this MLK type role.
Like, don't they literally have a free at last cutscene in that game?
Yes. There's one of those. There's one of those. I didn't mind it for one because I got the allegory they were making, and being an African American guy, you don't see that represented in games too often.
That's a good point.
So I at least appreciate the fact that they were touching on something like that they didn't dumb it down too much. They really gave you a pretty good back and forth of why the androids should want revolution and why kind of they shouldn't. But as you play through the game, because you get to play 3 different characters, you do get all sides. You get Marcus's side, you get Kira's side, and you get, I forget his name, the cops side. You get all 3 sides of it. So it does kind of really, like, you get to feel, because you get to play as that character and your goal is to get to their goal. So as the cop, your goal is to get the androids. They're not supposed to be free. And then as Marcus, no, I want to be free. So it does play well. I enjoyed it. I can see how some people could get offended by it, but I I took it as goodwill that they were at least trying to make an effort to like really say something like that in a video game.
Okay.
My opinion on that is when you have something so controversial as a topic like that, you got to make it digestible for people to understand. So, I mean, just the simple fact that people didn't like it is a conversation they're having about it. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's the main point.
I want to get something that Kayos brought up with Arkham Knight. There's a moment in Arkham Knight that scares the living shit out of me.
The man bat part?
No, not that.
That actually shocked me. It didn't scare me. It shocked me.
I knew that was coming.
Love that shit.
I knew that was coming because I saw a man back before he showed up. Like there's a point in the game, like if you're standing on the roof, you just hit the AR, you look around the entire so you can see him faintly.
Yep.
The part that scares the Jesus out of me is at the end of the game where you switch over to Joker and you're in that first person mode and you're walking around with the gun and light in the room and Batman is just in there with you. Like, nope.
Yeah.
See, that was an actual like, okay, now I know how it feels. I'm a criminal being hunted by Batman. So like having that submersion and then going into it. But there's like Arkham Knight is a really good game because it has callbacks to the other games of the series. Like at the end of the game, Calendar Man being at the Wayne Manor.
Yep.
In the explosion.
Oh, that is such a great deep cut.
The fact that you don't know who is the Bat at the end of the game. The part that Red Hood was, he helped, but he didn't really help. The voice acting in that game is fucking phenomenal.
It is.
Like,
it's the best in that series. Nobody appreciates it.
No, and the fact they found a way to put 3 different Batman storylines into one game and make it work was.
I could have went without Death in the Family. I could have went.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that was.
We all knew who the Arkham Knight was gonna be. So like going through the game and going through the motions, I'm like,
Arkham Knight is the Red Hood. No, it's not. He got his own DLC. Okay, but it's still Jason.
Right, it's still Jason in some capacity.
And then at the end, where he's like, "Wait, it's Jason." I'm like,
I'm a fan of the Red Hood too.
I knew this 3 hours ago. Like,
right.
Okay, I get the lay fan may have not known this, but you knew I knew this, so you could have got to this point a little earlier. But it was. I still love the game. Still love the game.
Like those are two. Yeah, I feel like those are two big like criticisms that game gets subjected to often. Obviously, that everybody knew who Arkham Knight was, and then also the Batmobile stuff. And like the Batmobile stuff, you could, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But the Red Hood thing, like, it sucks that they leaned on that, but the whole game is not about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like the story goes, the story ends with him solving crime. Like, how many Batman stories in history, not video games, period, all the Batman stories, how many end with him actually succeeding at stopping crime?
Let me get my encyclopedia and I'll let you know.
Like, it can't be more than like 3, right?
The only thing I think they messed up.
That's why I love the Ben Affleck Batman, because he actually did fucking detective work. We had 3 Christian Bale movies. The Dark Knight is my all-time favorite film, but that's the only film he actually did fucking detective work.
Yeah,
when he analyzed the bullet. After that, he is not the world's greatest detective. In Batman v Superman, Superman says he has my mom. Batman says I'll find her. 2 scenes later, he's found Superman's mom. He knows where she's at. I'm like, that's Batman. Like that's
one thing I wish.
Greatest detective.
The only thing I wish Arkham Knight would have capitalized on, and it's something that still this day is one of the best Easter eggs in the game, is the man bat issue. Because if you go back to his lab once the game is over, his wife is now gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, can we put her in the game? Can we show her as the female? Even if you're doing Batgirl, have her show up in some kind of capacity there. That would have been dope.
That would have been good. Yeah.
I think that game is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm literally
take Batman some places.
Let's Army Tank go. That's the only thing I want.
Yeah, I like when people complain about the Batmobile part. I'm like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I liked it, but I understand that complaint.
I liked it. It was just too many of them. You know what I mean? Like there's literally like 20 different battles with that tank, and I'm like, it got just monotonous. And then it's like, okay, I hate this. Stop doing it. Like it was just too many. Like had you had like 5, that's cool. I mean, I can still drive around the Batmobile. You have certain, challenges, like Riddler challenges and shit later on in the story that you can only do with the Batmobile. I'm literally playing this right now just so I can fucking get platinum on this because I've got 97%, and the only thing I have left to do is the Riddler challenges, and I hate these trophies.
I wasn't
hate
doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not that big of a Batman fan to do that shit. Fuck that.
I left the trophy system at 85%, and that's where it's gonna stay. I already got the golden bat signal and everything. Like that's how bad I'm gonna beat the game. I'm not doing that.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm
done.
Like,
on the 4 games, I've done it
and then
once.
You see the
I
DLC,
did it on a title.
took me out like 77. I'm still not doing it. Leave me alone. I don't care.
To round off the best game of this consideration for everybody, BJ, what's your best game?
Best game? Shit, I got so many though. If I was gonna do best game, it was gonna be either Ghost or Spider-Man. Those are the two I was going for. Mainly, I'm basing it based off story, pretty much. It's a story and what's the play hours? The hours of play on it. Like the side missions for Ghosts, it's a hell of a lot. It's a hell of a lot of side missions. That's why I had to take a break from Ghosts because I had a lot of side missions that I kept doing before I went to the next chapter of the story.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, same issue, side missions. I loved it, and I'm still playing just for that. But I was like, I didn't even start the new game plus yet for Spider-Man because I still wanted to try and finish all the side missions. Just
have you played the DLC?
The DLC? Yes, I'm currently still. I think I'm on the second chapter right now. I ain't do the third one yet.
Okay.
The DLC story is real good by the end.
Yeah, because I like how they did with the characters in Spider-Man too. I mean, as well, because all of them look. And then when I think, who was I fight? I forgot. His name's always on the tip of my tongue. I never get it right.
Hammerhead.
In the motorcycle club when you're fighting them.
Yeah.
That
I know you're talking about.
To me, that was like Batman going against Solomon Grundy for me. Remember?
Oh God,
that's how that's
I love how Spider-Man quietly took beats from every Arkham game and put it into their game. The Scarecrow shit. They made that into the Scorpion. The Scorpion level is fucking ridiculous as a map. Like just like, oh, we're gonna make the whole city just poison. And his Scorpion tails come out of fucking nowhere. You have to dodge them, and you can't really tell where the dodge is gonna be at or not.
Oh yeah, and then
I like the little things like how the Spider Sense is his alert, like because Batman has that, but it's just part of the game. But Spider-Man, that's his Spider Sense. Of course, if he's fighting a group of guys, and one of them's gonna punch him, the Spider Sense is obviously gonna go off. So it's just little stuff like that. I'm like, that perfectly fits that world.
That's the thing that made me feel like they out-Batman to Batman. Like they took those mechanics and made them make sense for the powers that Spider-Man has.
And they also made you slow the fuck down too.
Like they took from the Man-Bat fight thing from Arkham Knight, and you fighting Ultra in the air.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites. Other than Hammer, that was one of my favorites.
The funny thing about the Sinister Six was when they first dropped that first footage of him actually going up against him at E3. If you get the game, I tried 5 times to replicate that exact footage, exactly how it happened, because it looks so much like Spider-Man. So you're like, okay, can I replicate this? Like playing it, can I replicate it? That was I do love how the game made you like slow down and actually say, okay, we're gonna tell a complete story. Doing the Mary Jane stuff was cool. The Miles Morales mission where you hit the sneak around Rhino. Was terrifying because hearing his footsteps in your controller would rumble as well. It's like, dude, no, I need to chill. And I'm glad that
was hard.
I can't wait to see what they do with this next game with Miles. But
I have heard there are no stealth segments in Miles Morales.
I'm perfectly
I'm fine with that.
So that for me,
stealth sections get a little old for me.
Yeah, that's what made me say like I would take Uncharted over Spider-Man just because of that. Like, there's no part of Uncharted 4 where I'm like, this part is kind of weak. But with Spider-Man, like 2 or 3 of those stealth segments were like, I wish I could have just skipped.
Uncharted did do one thing that was really, really cool, which was jump scares. Like they made you pay attention to everything in the goddamn map, and it was more so in 1 and 2. In 1, it was where you were going through that underground sewer. And you can see the little thing scurry across the room.
Yeah.
And then in 2, it was when you were climbing up the ice thing, and then they pan the camera back, and you just see the figure and it moves. I'm like, I gotta fight that thing, don't I? I don't want to fight that thing. I don't want to.
See, that's another reason I love the Uncharted games. Like they do feel like movies. Like I honestly, this is back when I had a 65-inch TV, and on my PlayStation 3, it was beautiful. My mom came into the room, and I was playing Uncharted, and it was just like an ad. I'm playing it. She's talking to me about something. Like, okay, I hit pause. She's like, wait, that's a video game? Like the graphics, it pushed the PS3's graphics to the limit, and then 2. That was a cinematic experience. The beginning of 2, where you're stuck on the train and you're slowly basically dying and you're just trying to get up. Oh, that breaks. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. That cinematic experience for a video game is unparalleled. Like that's why I will always champion the Uncharted games.
Okay. So I want to move on to a little bit because we want to make sure we have a good time slot. We talk about the best game of our best game for this console generation. Now we're going to get to the games that pissed us all off. And I'm going to start this off.
That's a long list, too.
The game that pissed me off this entire generation, and Hubert might know it. He might know what this game is, but he's not going to know. It's close. This game is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, okay. All right.
Burn that whole franchise to the fucking ground.
What game?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
What is it?
Kingdom Hearts 3. I want that game destroyed because for all the hype it had, where everyone's like, oh no, you can wait. Just wait, man. It's going to be really, really good. I remember picking that game up, what was it, 2 years ago? 2 years ago when it dropped. The day it dropped, because we all live in Michigan, it was the same day, I think so. Or I think so. At the time of the game dropping, the state of Michigan got hit with a polar vortex, so everything was shut down for 2 straight days. I downloaded it. I had the disc, so I put it in, played it. I woke up at like 7 a.m. I beat it in 2 days flat on the hardest difficulty.
Oh Lord!
Game.
I had to be honest. I couldn't get through that game. I kept falling asleep.
It's so. I mean, that's the thing.
Yep.
They like, you know what, fam? We know that we are Square Enix. We are a Final Fantasy and Disney fusion together. You know we.
And I love to. But I kept falling asleep doing that.
Dog, 3 was so
terrible.
3 was a waste of time. Like when you're playing 3, I know this might be a spoiler for some people. Playing the worlds don't mean shit. Don't mean a fucking thing. You can probably go to the last world and that's the game. Had they just said, oh, this last world and then that's the game, that'd been fine. And the part that pisses me off the most about this is if you play the DLC, regardless if you beat the final boss or not, they play you a shot-for-shot remake of Final Fantasy 15 original E3 trailer from 2008.
Oh wow!
It's a shot-for-shot remake.
Yep. I'm
like, these niggas actually tried this shit and thought it was gonna fucking flop. And I have a friend that would defend the fuck out of this. I'm like, how? You can't defend this bullshit. Like the fighting mechanic was fucked up. If I have to hear Donald, this is like a good place to find some fucking ingredients one more motherfucking time. They ruined Pirates of the Caribbean for me as a film franchise. Like I never want to see Johnny Depp do anything with
Pirates.
Sorry,
the fourth movie didn't do that for you.
Was in the third game.
You know what? Here's the sad part. The 4th movie is better than what he was in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Jesus Christ!
That's a strong statement.
They ruined Big Hero 6. They ruined a bunch of shit just to make this game happen. They're like, hey, you're gonna go to Hercules Village, but you're not gonna go anywhere in Olympus. You're just gonna go to one mountain and go one platform to a platform. The fuck am I doing this for then? But that's my worst.
That's
game.
the first level in the game.
It's so damn bad. And then the worst part is when you get to that final level, they make you do time travel, and it's like, oh, everyone's gonna remember. And when you start playing, it gets like, no remembered. That's not how writing works. Writing says that they should all remember what the fuck just happened. You should not repeat the same steps over and over again. But that's my worst game. I could go into it more, but I'm not going to because I don't want to have an aneurysm.
I'll say this as somebody like I am on record saying I think Kingdom Hearts is the worst franchise in all the video games. So I didn't play 3. It's not for me. I'm not the person like I'm not big on Disney movies and I'm not big on anime. Like Kingdom Hearts is not for me. I respect that. That's fine. But I will say this: for that game to have been, what was it, 14 years, a 14-year wait, 9 spinoffs between 2 and 3, like probably the most hyped game of all time after maybe Final Fantasy 7.
I have
For
no
that game to
reason
come
about
out
it.
and nobody talks about it now is insane to me. Like even Kingdom Hearts, people who like Kingdom Hearts 3, like no one says a damn word about that game anymore.
I played the demo and deleted it. Yeah.
You were a smart man. You were a smart man because fuck, I sat there and beat, and after I finished beat, I'm like, did I just waste like a good 48 hours of my life? I could have wasted on stupider.
If I fall asleep within the first 5 minutes of the game, I'm deleting that shit. No.
Oh, but here's the best part about the
I've never been a Final fan. I've never been a big Final Fantasy fan, and that's a mouthful. And I've never been a Kingdom Hearts fan.
That's what
Like
she
I said,
said.
I'm not big on anime. Mixing all that shit, it's just one thing. Like, all right, if you like it, I'm glad for you. But
I
I'm
feel
good.
like that game was meant to troll me because it's called Kingdom Hearts 3. And when you start playing the game, it literally says Kingdom Hearts 2.9. Nigga, what? So I gotta play an hour and a half to get the 3? Are you kidding me?
So you mean to tell
Wow.
me they made something after 2.5 and not a full 3?
Because they all end on
2.5,
cliffhangers.
2.6, 2.8.
Yeah. So they close the
358
cliffhanger
over 2 days.
Were they DLCs?
No, just individual games.
Yeah, no, they're
Oh,
legit.
kiss
there
my
were
ass.
9 games came out between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3.
So you mean so this is like Assassin's Creed almost? You know, you got 1,
No,
you got 2, then you got
Assassin's Creed
Brotherhood.
has a story that goes.
No.
Yes. All right. So
No,
yeah,
but hear me out. You got Assassin's Creed 1, you
Yeah.
got 2, and then you got Brotherhood, and then Rebellion, then you got 3 finally, then you got this, and you got that.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right. So picture
That's what
that,
I'm
but
saying,
after
like that.
2, instead of going Brotherhood Revelations, they went 9 more games and then got to 3.
And they're not like sub chapters, and they just actual
Full ass games. But yeah, that's my worst game of this generation. Top that.
Okay, I respect it.
Well, story of my life. I just heard.
I'll just throw mine out there. I think I can top that. My worst game of this generation is a game I was within a few minutes of actually buying. And I'm so glad I didn't. I know about 7 people who actually purchased this game.
You bet not say
and are upset.
You bet not say it.
WWE 2K20.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right, keep going.
Okay, 20.
What you gonna say?
What you think I was gonna say?
When it's my turn, we will speak on it.
Okay, because I want to know too.
Well,
No, I'm a big WWE fan. I'm a WWE fan. The games I buy the games. I got 2K19 as a gift from a bitch. I mean my ex-girlfriend. I mean somebody. And
Wow.
a complete stranger.
2K20 was
bang.
on my list of things to get because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this. It's got the Fiend, everything. And something told me, let me check out the reviews on it first. Because, it's kind of like Madden where IGN, they'll just glob on their knob and, the game really is shit and they'll just give them an 8. Wow. And when IGN ripped them a new one and gave them a 6, I'm like, holy shit. Let me check some other reviews out. So I check out other reviews and I check out other reviews.
Was that the one with all the crazy like gifs of the bugs and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Was that 19?
That's
that was
the one.
Okay. Right.
Well, because they literally switched development studios in the middle of the game. Like Visual Concepts, they took over within like a month or 2 of release.
Yeah.
From Ukes. So like literally the game was unfinished when they got it. They had never coded a game like this before, and then this was a marquee release, a yearly release for WWE. So it just completely fell flat. And the fact that 2K realizes this and right now in 2020 still has the 2K19 servers operational and they put out a message saying they will not cut these servers off until the next game is off because they know their 2K20 is so shit. People are just rebuying 19 or still playing 19. Speaks to how bad this game is, where you will keep dedicated servers alive for a game that is now 2 years old. And they canceled 2K21. So the next game is not coming out until at least the fall of 2021.
Yeah, it says a lot that game was so bad that they canceled the next game. That's nuts.
Which I'm glad because it's gotten to the point of being like Madden to where it took something this big for something to happen. I hope this happens with Madden so that they will actually fix Madden because Madden's been a shit game since 13. It's been literally every game since then is written in the same code as 13.
It will never happen. EA will never get rid of Madden. They will rip a Madden every
Madden was the last good game.
No.
09 was the last good one. I'm sorry. 09 was the last good one.
Madden makes.
I like 08. 08 for me is the last good.
That is the last one I played. That was freshman. That was freshman year of college. That was the last one.
The last one I played was 2010.
I actually have 20 right now.
So I got 20. I only got 20 because it came free with my PlayStation. That's the only reason I got it. I had no choice. They like, oh, you got Madden 20. I'm like, fuck it. All right, I'll take it.
Which one
I ain't enjoying it.
On the cover.
Which one had what?
Calvin.
13.
That's not
13. Brian was with me when I got 13. You and Phil were with me. Remember we went across the street because I lived across the street from Northland. We went across, got at Target, hooked it up, and within 15 minutes, I was walking back to Target, pissed because I could not edit the rosters in the creative in the franchise mode. I'm like, ain't no way I should.
Wait, hold on. I thought you returned it because you do like 5 interceptions when I played against you. You remember that one time when you had
the shot?
He's airing you out, bro.
Wait.
He hit Steph Curry's on you.
Had the Cleveland Browns, and when I injured the quarterback, it said career-ending injury. You remember that?
Yo, that is the worst about that game. When they start doing that, I was
I remember he sent me a picture. This is years ago. I don't know what Madden it was, but he sent me a picture out of nowhere. I'm coming home from work, and he's like, "Dog, I just ended Sean Hill's career." Ray Lewis. He's like, the text says career-ending injury.
But no, like they're never going to end Madden because Madden makes the second highest money for them for EA Sports behind FIFA. FIFA makes too much money for them to end that.
The one thing that's actually going to help is the fact that 2K is making a new football game, but it's a non-simulation, so it's probably going to be something in the family. It's going to be. But
are they going to bring back the first?
But the thing that's the thing. There's literally, I watched the channel on YouTube and they broke it down. There's literally between Madden 09 to Madden 20, there's 53 things that had Madden 09. It just as an example that are not in Madden 20, and it's just little stuff, mouth guards, first person view, like it's so many different things. Like it's so many things that used to be in the old Maddens that are not in there now. It's like, okay, you have way more processing power now. That's all it is. It's all about MUT. It's all about the Madden Ultimate Teams and shit. And I hate that. Like, I could get a PlayStation 2 right now, play NFL ESPN 2K5, and have a better playing experience than on Madden 20 on PlayStation 21 on PlayStation 5. Like, you cannot, like, the catches are the same bullshit animations. Like, before the guy even catches it, he's not going to catch it in bounds because he's not going to drag his foot. He's not going to tiptoe it. You can't throw it to the outside of the end zone like they do in real football because the guy is not going to use that edge as Santonio Holmes did in the Super Bowl 15 years ago, basically. Like, the game is shit now. But 2K, go back to WWE 2K, it's a horrible game, horrible coding. I'm so glad I saved money. I have one, Kevin, my other best friend, Kevin, he bought the damn thing. I told him didn't buy it. He bought the motherfucker. He's like, well, it's $20 off.
No,
he bought it.
He bought it for how much?
He bought it for $30 when it was $60.
I bought it for
and he still paid too damn much for that shit.
I got it for $15.
He's like, dog, this game's shit. It ain't even worth it to me because he texted me about 2 days later. He's like, man, this fucking game's broken.
Gas money, like, here you go. $15 gas money. There you go.
So can anyone?
I'm like, I'll keep 19.
So can anyone top WWE 2K20 as the worst game?
Yeah, that's on my list.
Okay, so we got 2 for that. Mac, I see you over there. You got something, don't you?
You didn't buy 2K20 when I told you to, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
God,
didn't.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Yeah, he was in my ear. Chaos
I was in there about like, yeah, it's on sale. Just buy it.
Chaos was like, don't do that shit.
Like,
Don't do that shit.
buy 19 shit.
Don't do that shit.
At least we won't be broke.
Yeah. I guess. Let's see. It's just a little known game called Anthem.
Oh my
Okay.
god,
Oh my god, I forgot about Anthem. Oh my god.
that was number 2 on my.
I honestly, I thought you were gonna say that.
Go
'cause I
ahead,
remember
bro.
you
Like,
talking about that before.
that would hurt.
So
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I was a cheerleader for this game. Like,
Me too.
I was a big cheerleader. I was probably saying I was about the biggest cheerleader for that game as Avengers. And I think Avengers is probably gonna do the same thing to me. But at least I can play the game.
That broke my heart.
At least I can play the game though with Avengers. At least.
How long did it take to make that game?
With Anthem?
No, Avengers.
Way too long.
Shit.
They
Wait, no.
Shit, it was
long.
like 2017 when they first like put the trailer out.
kept pushing the shit back.
Forever.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, so I think Anthem was the longest time. They spent a long time making that one.
Yeah, Anthem was supposed to be
they're
their big.
close.
Yeah, Anthem was supposed to be the big Destiny killer, and it didn't do a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
The game had some amazing qualities and things about it, but that game was too heavily built off of co-op. It was too heavily built off co-op. Like, pretty much, if you didn't have someone to play that game for you, play with that game with you, you cannot play that game because you have to have co-op play. And then the whole system shut down. It was buggy as shit. You couldn't do nothing with the fucking game. And then the whole crowd disappeared. And then you got these assholes from us talking about, yeah, we're sending another update. We can't wait till the update comes in. It's going to be so much better. Like, dog, I thought this game is dead.
So two
It's
things.
It's literally in the video game dump yard. Like, that's one of the games. Like, and this is when I decided that I was going to start buying digital games. And so every now and then I get slapped on the wrist with it. Avengers is going to be my next one, but I didn't technically pay for that. That was kind of
Hey, Madden NFL 21 is 30% off now.
I don't play Madden, so
Madden 20 is free right now. It's the same damn game.
I used to play Madden, but I don't play Madden anymore. I think I honestly, for like sports games, I honestly think they should skip like every 5 years. And all you gotta do is just update. All you gotta do is update the rosters.
That would never happen.
Or at least every other year instead of every year.
Kyle did it before he bought 2K19.
I literally have, I think, okay, so I got Madden 20, I got Madden 15, and Madden 11. I've had 3 Madden games this decade. Jesus. And the only reason I upgrade them is when I have no choice to get the rosters and everything. Because I've literally spent time Googling how to make the damn players because I don't want to upgrade. I don't want to pay. I don't want to give EA that satisfaction of giving them my $60.
So 2 things on the Anthem tip for Mac. Yeah. One, the day he's talking about where they shut the server down, I was on the game. It shut down mid-game. I was mid-flight, and it went boom. And it went to the title screen, and it said, server is off.
Someone just hit the light switch.
Second thing, and this goes to his point about co-op, and I will never let one of my friends down about this shit. We were playing like a free roam mission together, right? And in the game, if your javelin or Iron Man suit essentially goes down, you have to wait till someone heals you, or you have to reset.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my homie are both down. You can see your other teammate on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So I see my teammate literally flying the fuck away to another part of the fucking map, and I'm on the chat with him. I'm like, you're not gonna come back and save us? Like, no, it's not safe yet. Nigga, come over here and save us. We can't do shit.
they're not gonna leave because we're down here.
Right. Like
That
you
sounds like Apex
and
Legends right there. That's an Apex
and
Legends.
I can see he's like, look, man, I'm getting closer. As I see him jump up and go away, I'm like, you're not getting closer, you're getting further away. That's a lie.
That game had a lot of customization to it.
It has so much potential, but God, they put nothing into that game. EA did shit with that game.
If I played it faster, I could have beat it. Because I think Marcus.
I beat it, and it's not worth like I don't gotta play this anymore. I don't need to play this anymore in order to like have fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of that game's aside from the bugs and stuff, a lot of that game's problems. Go ahead,
every time games like that come out, it makes me say, "This is why you play single player games."
Yep, this is the reason.
You don't have to worry about this shit.
Yeah, that's why I stick away from those type of games.
And I was legitimately, because of Anthem, I was apprehensive on buying Division 2 until we got to this whole lockdown thing. Because I'm like, well, we're in COVID. Division 2 is kind of like COVID. Let me just have a virtual experience of that. Fuck it. That game is way too fucking realistic to be close to COVID.
Yeah, it hurts.
If you start playing, you're like, nigga, this is just COVID in DC.
So imagine you playing the first one.
I mean, it's like that in New York.
Like, nigga, is this shit really happening?
Yeah.
That's also why I didn't play. That's also why I didn't play The Last of Us over again, because I didn't want to get those thoughts. I'm like that. I'm like, that's all. I'm like, there's a lot of year left. That could probably happen.
The first day I played Division 2, I stopped playing. I was like, yeah, that was a little too realistic for me. I'm gonna just sit down and watch some cartoons. Like I needed something to like bleach the mind of what I just saw.
Oh man.
But yeah, the Anthem was god awful. It was they're trying to make an Anthem 2, which I don't know why, but
they're trying to like No Man's Sky Final Fantasy 14 it. So they're like gonna, reboot it or whatever. They actually just put an update out like 3 days ago. And I looked at it and I'm like, none of these are the problems y'all need to be solving. But
not
whatever.
the issues. Give us a
So
story.
I'm gonna connect these two things kind of. I don't really have a great answer for this because I feel like I played something recently that I thought I remember saying like this was like the worst gaming experience I had on a PS4.
Was it Final Fantasy 7 remake?
No, that was phenomenal. But
are you
Final
sure?
Fantasy 13.
I came on this podcast prepared to fight for that game if I had to, but I don't think I'm gonna have to, so it's fine. It's fine.
No, it's 13. It's 13.
What game?
It's Final Fantasy 13.
No, so what I was gonna say is about like Mark, I mentioned to you, I just got Anthem like last month. For the reason that you pointed out, it was in the bargain bin. It was $2.
It was $2. I announced that on the podcast because you told me that.
So
That was
so like
sure that.
so my Anthem experience has been like the bugs and stuff are gone. So it's an empty game, like the online stuff to it is kind of non-existent or whatever. But so you just have the gameplay. You just have the going in, shooting stuff, fighting, and flying around. And that stuff's okay. So it does seem like the kind of game. I think Avengers, I haven't played the full game of Avengers, but I think Avengers has the same problem where the stuff they tried to do outside of, to make it an online game and to make it a continual thing and all that, they just didn't have that stuff down.
But you can play Avengers by yourself. You don't need another person with you. Yeah.
And I didn't get far enough in Anthem to see what like that aspect of it, but you and other people have told me that too, that like it gets to the point of the end where you need people.
You can't run Anthem by yourself.
Yeah. But like, I'm just, all I have basically is the mechanics of it because there's basically no online stuff now. And it's fine, but yeah, it felt like this is kind of half a game and they need to do some work on it. But that kind of, you started the topic off, you said like game that pissed you off when you brought up Kingdom Hearts. Maybe not necessarily worst game, but you said like game that pissed you off. And I know what this is gonna sound like, but for me personally, the game that pissed me off the most, and it still continues to this day into this very conversation, is Destiny 1. Because Destiny created a genre of games and it ruined that genre of games, but people love it, so people keep making games like this. Destiny 1 is the reason why Anthem turned out like Anthem. It's the reason why Avengers turned out like Avengers. And it's the reason why Destiny 2, after all these days, gets rebuilt and remade like every 6 months, because even now they can't figure out what they're trying to make with that game. The only one of those games in that genre that Destiny created, exactly, right? The only game in that genre that they actually figured out that came out and was a full ass game that you could look at and go, oh, I see what y'all were trying to do here, is Division 2. Other than that, Division 1, Destiny 1 and 2, Anthem, Avengers, all of that stuff. Like nobody has figured that out. But you can just keep putting that kind of game out because people keep buying Destiny.
Yeah, that was another Destiny 2 is another game that I waited in line for. I think I was gaming, so I was like, I did a video at me at the store picking it up.
I was living through you in that situation. I was doing man, I want to play it.
I did a reveal
Hey,
and
I'm
everything.
buying Destiny.
Yeah, like I knew the people at the store. They was on the video and everything. Like I was.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Zero? What up, man?
Hey, I literally bought Destiny 1 and I beat it. I had no problem with it. But Destiny 2, it's literally still right here. System.
Right now in Destiny 2 today, like literally right now, you can't play through the campaign of Destiny 2 in that game.
Really?
Wait, what?
Oh yeah,
so
they got rid of the worlds. They got rid of half of the worlds.
They said the only way that they can
them?
Yes, actually.
Yep.
So they said the only thing they could do to like continue to advance the game is to take away some of the content that's in it now. And part of that content that got taken away was the entire campaign of Destiny 2. So if you start Destiny 2 up right now, you can't actually play Destiny 2.
So basically what Division 2 did with the whole base game, you can't even play the base game anymore.
I mean, I guess, but
yeah, I said it earlier. I had bought the DLC and it pretty much took away.
Yeah, because there's parts of the base map. Yeah.
Because that's what Destiny 2
y'all just save me some money.
It'll just level you all the way up, but then you would have to go through the story, but like super strong.
Yep, which is what I did.
And then when you catch up,
that's true.
When you catch up with Destiny 2, it's like you catch up into it, and then you're like really weak when you catch up with everybody else.
And then technically for Division 2, they're only amping you up to where you can at least be at the basic level. Like after that, they don't want you to go to the story again because they don't want people that are higher than you that you're friends with to jump in, help you advance the story, and then get higher.
I'll tell you about one of the worst things about Destiny 2 is one of the worst things about Destiny 2 is when you're in a team, you can't drop items. So you can have like a shitload of items and you can't even give them to your teammates. Now, Division though, if you get a certain Division 2,
items.
You get a certain period, a block of time where
it's 24 hours.
It's like 24 hours in your team. You can give up your items. So if like you got some good shit that you don't need, but somebody else could use, you could drop that on them.
Yeah.
Especially, or you can send it to him. Like even if I'm playing and Mac isn't, I can send that to him so that way he'll have it. He has that amount of time to get it. Yeah. So I can send him a message like, "Hey man, I sent you something. Go right now
and pick it up.
Just upload it. Down, like pull the weapon." But Destiny 1 is special because of
another game I cheerleaded that I got bored with.
I feel like it started a genre that I'm beginning to slowly hate because I feel like it's starting the bro gamer and like
a lot of bro gamers play it too.
Yeah. And Call of Duty was like your intro. It was your kindergarten. Destiny 1 is like high school for them. Because like you're not really a gamer, but you think because you grab a controller and you drink a little G Fuel, you're like a gamer.
Mm. And don't diss G Fuel. We might
he like, hold up, I have to stop you right there.
Yeah, we don't want to piss off people that could be sponsors one day.
Yeah, don't fuck our money up.
Okay.
Don't fuck
I will say the powdered drinkers. It's just weird, man. It's so weird because like I feel like that started that like people thinking Fortnite is actually gaming, but
it is gaming when you can make money from it. It's gaming.
Oh yeah, exactly. for sure.
We're not going to gatekeep. Like it is
not going to gatekeep.
It's just a different type of game.
It's just not your cup of tea.
Hey, if you like Western movies and zombie movies, cool. I think they're shit, but you like them and they're still films.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily knocking people who do become like Destiny lifers because that's a lot of games right now are that where like a lot of games are designed for you to log in every single day and that sort of stuff. Like I'm not necessarily knocking that.
And pay them.
I just see how they have the time to play them games, man. Like I'm like, look, I need a story. I need something that's gonna hook me into this.
My thing that what gets me about Destiny is the part where it just made it acceptable to put a game out unfinished. Like it made it acceptable to be like to put a game out and be like, there's 8 hours of content here for $60. That 8 hours is going to be basically doing the same thing for 8 hours till it's over with. And because it's fun because the core loop, the shooting, the movement, whatever, is fun to do. people are just gonna pay $60 for this, and it has spilled over into other stuff, and that's how you ended up with Anthem and now Avengers. Like it made that okay.
Okay.
That's a story.
So now that
It's
we've
not a
gotten,
terrible game. Like I'm just saying, it's the one that
now
like
that
I think
we've-
about and get mad.
now that we've gotten the best and the worst out the way, I want to get to the final thing, which is kind of like a roulette. So we're gonna play, download, delete, obliterate. So you're gonna get, so you have to name one game you will play right now, one game you would download to play later, one game you would delete, and one game you would Thanos snap, which means every game like it is gone. So you gotta be real careful with this.
Okay.
Yeah, them hums.
So if you get rid of Uncharted, that means Tomb Raider, all them games.
That means
gone.
we're no longer friends.
So I will start it off.
Everybody says Uncharted.
I will start it off. I will play right now The Order 1886. That game made me realize I don't care about the length of the game. I just care about the story.
Yeah.
The length of the game is
Exactly. It's not. The length don't matter. No matter what they tell you.
The
Length don't
story
matter.
in that game is
so underrated.
the story in that game is it's an underrated game. And everyone, a lot of people that want the game to come back. It's a hell of a story. It has a great beginning, middle, and end.
It needs a sequel.
It for damn sure needs a sequel. And it was the first game of the PS4 to really test the limits of what they could do graphically.
That's the issue with that game, because it came out in that window where it was supposed to be, the thing to buy a PS4 for, and so for it to be a shorter game or whatever, it was like that's the issue.
Right. But if that game was as long as Ghost, it would definitely be a game of the year.
Or if it came out today, you know what I'm saying? Like if it came out now where there's not all that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I actually talked to my boss was looking in March. He was looking into getting a system and was thinking about getting an Xbox or PS4. I convinced him to get a PS4. And he said, what game should I get? And I told him, because he likes that genre, get The Order 1886. It's not going to be a long game, but you're going to want to play this story. Yeah. And about a month later, I was talking, he was like, I'm glad I played that game. That's one of my favorite games to play just from the story standpoint. He's like, that could have been an HBO show. That could be a show you can see on HBO for at least a good 3 seasons and not have an issue. With the way HBO's doing their show now,
get canceled.
I mean, it would get canceled, but it still would be a good 3 seasons that we will all enjoy. Like it combines the Western world with steampunk, and it's a really, really good story. I would download Spider-Man. Nothing to be said about that. Spider-Man is one of the greatest superhero games to exist. I would delete Final Fantasy VII Remake. I would delete it just because I can't obliterate it, because if I obliterate it, I get rid of all RPGs. And I don't want to do that. But I feel as though a game that is only set in one area should not exist. It should just be deleted out of my view. But the game I would obliterate, and it's going to make me sound like such a homer, I am obliterating Halo. Because if I obliterate Halo, we get rid of Xbox, and then we can all be a peaceful family. We can have Nintendo and Sony and be peaceful and happy. And I'm still from Patrick Cloud.
Who from Xbox pissed in your Cheerios this bad?
Okay, so here's the thing. I want to give
you guys
on
such an anti-art on.
I will give full disclosure on why I have such a disdain for Xbox. I have owned Xboxes and I have loved them.
Is one of your exes named Xbox or something? Like,
no, that'd be funny as hell. But every year when they do E3, every year when they do E3, I'm on my personal blog, I do a review of each conference, and my thought process is, okay, I'm going to approach all of these as if I have $1,000. I want to buy a console and I want to buy games for that console. What do you got? Xbox every year shows me jack shit. And I have to hear it from my friends that have Xboxes that say, oh, Xbox got this, Xbox got that. I'm like, no, the fuck, they don't. And I just want people to be better. Like, be better. Like, I feel like this is something Thanos would do. Thanos would get rid of the Xbox. He would snap his fingers and get rid of all of them. Right. Now, am I gonna sit here and say that they're gonna lose the next console generation? No, because they might actually win it. I think Xbox is gonna do something good unless they completely wet the bed and don't release Halo in time. But
It's like we too soon, man.
yeah, too soon. But I don't. If we're talking about head to head between Xbox and Sony, I don't need Halo. I have Killzone, and Killzone's way more fun than Halo is.
All right,
I had Killzone 2 and Killzone 3. I had more fun with them than the one Halo game I ever had. So I'll give you that.
You know,
And it's a better story, and it's not as convoluted.
So the problem with the Halo as the obliterate is Halo did a lot for the genre, though.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, I will give it that. But in all honesty, could we put you could put any game in that you could put Wolfenstein in there and say that push. No, I'm saying as a co-op, as a multiplayer.
Doom.
Well, I mean, but the control part of it, you know what I mean? Like that was the first game to do you only get 2 weapons and you swap between those 2, so you got to choose which one you want for each slot. That was the first game to do grenades on a grenade button, where you just hit the button and you throw the grenade.
Okay.
That was the first game to do dual analog sticks, where you shoot with the triggers. Like Halo did a lot for shooting mechanics in console games. So like I think Halo is trash, but you know what I'm saying? But I respect the impact it made on the industry.
But I feel like a game like a Doom, a Wolfenstein, a GoldenEye, if they ever made a new one, could do that for the genre.
You're saying you think like some developer would have came up with those ideas eventually?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think it's so groundbreaking that someone else couldn't have come up with that. I don't think it's like, that automatically keeps them alive. It doesn't. Like, granted, okay, you have the mechanics, but you're not giving me anything new with the series. Yeah, 2 and 3 and Reach are the same shit, and it doesn't advance the story whatsoever. I didn't need you to put Reach out as a game. You could put that out as a movie and just been done with it.
You're not wrong. I just think that
they do got like 2 Halo movies.
True. Yeah, you're not wrong, but I just think but it popularized that stuff. You know what I mean? Like you could pick that control scheme in Time Splitters on PS2 a year before Halo, but like it popularized that stuff. And like maybe it's because people nerded out so hard over that game. Maybe it's because it was a launch title. Like I don't know what the reason was at the time that it took off, but it made that stuff popular, and that had a good effect on the industry.
Plus, and honestly,
I agree.
If I am obliterating Halo, another reason is. And it's something I've always said Sony does better than Microsoft. Microsoft is DC of video games. They will always stick to their 3 main babies: Forza, Gears, Halo.
That's an insult to DC.
You are not wrong.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an insult to DC. I feel like
that is an insult to
DC like that, but that's an insult to DC.
I'm just saying. I'm saying movie wise. I'm saying movie wise for DC.
And they call me the DC sniper on this show.
You're wearing a Flash shirt. And
he is wearing a Flash shirt, but
fuck you, Brian.
I'm just saying from my standpoint.
You don't care for Barry on TV right now.
Barry, man, Barry's boring as shit because they turned Barry. They took all Wally's great stories and then gave him to Barry. That's my problem. Wally is the best Flash of all time. That's my opinion.
But that's why I would say something like that. Like, while Halo is cool for what it is, I don't think I really need Halo to as a gamer to. It doesn't really advance anything for me anymore. You look at a game like God of War.
Absolutely. Yeah.
God of War changed everything twice. It went from being just a brawler to saying, "Oh, we're going to do a fully fleshed story while still being a fucking monster of a game."
That 4th one was trash though.
4th God of War.
Yeah.
The one
literally 4th one, like Judgment, or are you talking about the PS5 or PS4?
Wait.
No, I'm not talking about the PS4 one. I'm talking about the one where they went back in time.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
And then it became a multiplayer.
I thought that's what you were saying for a second.
Oh,
yeah, I agree.
That's technically the fourth one, but yep. It's the first one.
But you know why that game is trash? That game is trash because of one thing. There's a bug in that game that they had to fix the week it came out. Later, like there's a part in the game you play where it's like a trial. The game automatically takes whatever level you set the difficulty at and amps it up to. So you can't beat it. No matter, like, you're so accustomed to the enemies being like this. So when you get to that level, they automatically ramp up too. It took them 2 weeks to actually go back and have everyone update the game so you actually could beat it. Because no one can
remember how long ago that was. So it's not like
that was PS3 too,
like they have now.
This was $4. This was $4 the year this game came out. The game was still, it was less than 6 months old. And it was $4.
My man.
All right.
I've never finished that game. I played it for 10 minutes and I was like, this didn't need to happen at all.
Those are my play, download, delete, obliterates.
All right, who wants to go next?
I think I'll go next.
All right.
So the game I said I wanted to play. I think I told Kyle you need to play it too because I think you might like the story. Star Wars Fallen Jedi. I say play that. I like the story. I like the story takes place within that Star Wars universe. I like stories like that. Don't judge me if y'all don't. Fuck you. I mean, if you do, just saying. But I like stories.
Hey, as long as you don't like them bullshit movies they put out, you good.
Yeah, it's good.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that right now. We're not going to do that.
This is a peaceful environment. We're not going to talk about the prequels.
Ray being the Mary Sue.
We're not going to do that.
Hey, speaking of which, somebody else was about to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I saw that article.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like Daisy. I like Daisy. I thought she did.
BJ, continue.
She did good. She did good with the material she had.
Now, download. I kind of. It's for me. It's like playing an old Super Nintendo game for me. So I think y'all can pretty much guess what this download might be. Streets of Rage 4.
Not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm playing
Respect on that one.
Yeah, so I think that's a great download. And I don't have it on my PS4. I have it on my Switch.
I have it on both. I have it on the Switch and the PS4.
I'm gonna get it for the PS4 though, but I playing it on the Switch, play with the kids and stuff. So I think it's fun.
I caught that sale where it was like it was $25 on the PS4. Yep. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta cop it.
I got the same sale on the Switch. That's how I got it.
Yep.
Delete. I'm gonna tell me not to be an impulse buy on this one. I bought that Mario Rabbids Kingdom game.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I kept seeing it for $15.
You poor sweet summer child.
Oh man. And I like my kids watch this shit on Netflix, so let me buy it, play it.
Get it? It's so damn weird. I'm like, what kind of drugs are y'all niggas on? Like the fuck?
And the funny thing is, it shows how the world get mixed up. So I'm playing, and I'm like, wait a minute, are you fucking fit? This is how the gameplay goes. I should have watched YouTube before buying it, and I see why they keep trying to put it on 7-15. So yeah, don't buy that. Delete it. Download Snap. All free-to-play games. Fortnite. Hell, Apex Legends. Get rid of that shit. It's nothing but money grabbers.
I knew someone was gonna bring up that game. I knew someone was gonna bring up Fortnite.
At first, I was gonna say.
I like Apex.
But no one comes out.
You like Apex?
I like Apex way better than Fortnite.
I'll be honest though. If Apex came out first before Fortnite, then I would never say Fortnite. But I would like to download Fortnite to get rid of it.
Because my bad. You saying get rid of Fortnite and that would cause these other games to go away, but you're willing to sacrifice those to get rid of Fortnite?
Yes, yes. Because I still got Call of Duty.
Because technically Fortnite wasn't the first one to come out though.
Yeah, PUBG.
Mobile?
No.
It was PUBG.
Yeah, PUBG was first.
Oh, so it was PUBG first.
PUBG was first,
but PUBG wasn't free to play.
It wasn't free to play. And then Fortnite blew up. Even though Fortnite was supposed to be a different game, that was supposed to be a part of the game, but everyone loved that part of the game, so they never made the rest of the game.
I got guys at the plateau dog. That game is so cool. You get the build list. I'm like, you guys are plant workers, and you're trying to convince me to download this mobile game. That's why y'all temp still. Bye. That's
damn.
I have to pull the seniority card on me. Fuck yeah. The game is not that good. It's trash. And the fact that Marvel agreed to do the latest update, it's.
And you know what's funny? That actually is now in Marvel continuity.
Are you serious?
Fortnite universe. It's in continuity. Like the MCU is Earth 199
See, it's so bad it made him freeze.
Oh, I need a screenshot.
I thought that was on my end.
Hey, wait, that's that Homer Simpson pose. Remember when they try to catch a ghost on being a sexual?
Please, someone screenshot this. Please, someone screenshot this. Screenshot this, please.
Picture, fuck that. Take a picture. Oh, like, hey, let's get it.
Got it.
Yep. Got it.
Yep. So, but what you say your you said your play was what again?
My play? Oh, I said the play was Fallen Jedi or Jedi Fallen.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, what
that game is incredibly fun. Just from I will say this.
I haven't.
That game gives you nightmares as well because of Vader. When you fight Vader,
dog. I'm gonna need you to cool it on the spoilers a little bit because I haven't played it yet, but I want to.
You bastard.
But bruh, like
it's
an amazing game. It's an amazing game. It's like someone took Sekiro, made it easier, and put it in Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's actually the comparisons people be talking about when they compare Ghosts. They compare with Ghosts, Jedi, the sword play pretty much. How you fight with the lightsaber. They pretty much compare them. Like the parents.
I can see it. I think Sekiro is more
from what
difficult
I read.
than yeah, Sekiro is more difficult than Ghost will ever be.
Yeah, Sekiro doesn't play like Ghost at all.
Yeah.
No. It's like Ghost is a whole different beast on its own.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know Kayos is out, so it's now down to one of you two gentlemen.
I need Mark to go.
I think it has
me to go
or something.
Because I need to know everybody's delete is gonna be some bullshit or not. So go ahead.
I told you why I had FF7. Like look, you know my issue with that game. I've told you my issue with that game.
All right, so so say what they are again. Download,
play, download, delete, obliterate.
Okay. Did he just add another one?
He added himself again.
It's Little Sweets.
Little Sweets 2.0.
Okay, so he's still on here, but whatever, however works for him. There you go. Oh, he's gone.
And now it's Frozen Sweets.
All right. So play. I will have to say
Infamous.
Yeah, I could play that at any point. Like I did that game so dirty. I pretty much beat all the areas and then did the missions. So it was like I had all the shards.
That's not, when I get my PS5, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Infamous on it and see if it's different. Because I want to play that game anyway. I need the excuse.
So I just got all the shards. So when it came to the end, I was just ready to go. So and this is the second time around. So I beat it. I beat it as the bad person, as the true Infamous, not the true hero, but the Infamous. And then like at the end, did you guys play the bad version of it?
I did. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I played both.
Okay, so yeah,
I've only played like a couple minutes of the first one. And by the way, you should always plug up your computer when it tells you the battery's dying.
Oh my gosh.
Pro tip.
Shame.
Plugged up right now.
But you know how I got through Infamous, like both endings quickly? I would save at certain points where they made you do a karmic choice.
Oh, that's
so
I knew I was going. I didn't even do all of that. The first time I played it, I made all the good choices. Second time I played it, I made all the bad choices. I did everything. When you're good, it's harder to get good. Well, it's in the beginning of the game, it's hard to be bad because you're in the middle. And you have to actively make your way to be a bad person in the beginning of the game. Once you cross that line and you get the first level of bad, then you're good. And then you're good to go of being bad, but you got to get to that point because every time you do something good accidentally, whatever you do, it just pushes you the other way. So you have to deliberately be an asshole, like hardcore asshole. Yeah. Like you just got to swing on everybody, blow up shit. It don't matter.
This is a whole sidebar, but could we say that Infamous is probably the best X-Men game that's not an X-Men game?
We've had that discussion before. Yeah. Me and Logan were just having this discussion about X-Men Destiny.
Wolverine?
And what that game could have been.
Yep.
But yeah.
X-Men Destiny. Why that game sound so familiar?
It was on.
It existed.
It was on. I believe it was on. It was on.
I think PS3. Like it was like a It was the same year PS4 came out.
It was it on the Wii too?
It might have been. It almost definitely was.
What game?
It's X-Men Destiny.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
It was an X-Men RPG where you create.
Where they made it seem like you could be anybody, but then they only give you
3 people.
and then it's kind of stuck
like
with
they did, like they did with the DC Universe Online game. Almost.
You have more options on DC Online than you do X-Men Destiny. It's
okay. So what's your download?
My download would be Ghost of Tsushima, since I'm still trying to beat that. My delete would be I'm not gonna say that because I'll just be a dickhead because I just don't like playing those games. I'm not gonna say that.
Do it. Let the hate flow through you.
Just because your video's not there, that don't mean we can't still hear you.
What's the delete?
He puts the lotion on the skin and puts it in the basket.
Rubbing the lotion. Lotion in the skin.
He puts the lotion on the skin or else
lotion on the skin or gets the hose again.
Yeah. It's usually if I don't want to play the game, I just want to play the game. To be honest. Yeah. I would just say instead of making the nuclear option about deleting Fortnite and all that stuff, Thanos snapping Fortnite, I'll just delete Fortnite. That's an easier option for me. Now nuclear. No, I'm not saying that. I ain't never played it, so I don't have a reason to say it.
Live somewhere so disappointed in you right now.
What? Me?
Because you won't say Uncharted.
Damn, I'm trying to think of something to obliterate because I just feel like I don't like some games, but I don't want to obliterate them.
There's nothing you ever was like, fuck this game and the plane it flew in on.
I think that's like, me and you both are just kind of like, I don't know, whatever. I just don't play it.
Yeah, that's what I just feel like. I don't have a problem.
That's why I was like you got 4 options. That's what makes it so hard. Like usually it's fuck, marry, kill. It's not fuck, marry, kill, and murder.
The
like,
closest thing I can
kill
say
the family
is 2K.
Which one? Sports or
the series
2K in general?
2K. Because when you talk about 2K, you're only talking
that's
about
why you my nigga. That's why you my nigga.
You getting into basketball or you getting rid of basketball, wrestling, and they little whatever they got else?
Get rid of all of it. All of it must go.
So even Mafia gotta go. Even Mafia gotta go.
Fuck it. 2K. You gotta go.
Oh man, that's messed up.
Scorched the earth, they ass.
Damn. When I see you,
that means live get the rules supreme.
Yeah, I used to play live with my brother. We used to have the little PlayStation multi-tap thing, and we used to play. Yeah. So yeah,
I had on the GameCube though. It was easy.
Live was good back in the day. I think it was Live was 06, 07. I love Live.
2K just kept climbing and climbing.
What was the one? What was the one where you could hit like R3 and switch like your abilities or something? Like you could become like a great passer or a 3-point shooter.
That was 2K.
I think I was 5. Oh,
yeah. But the funny thing though is
that was a good one.
I know Kyle liked it a lot.
The one with Melo on the cover.
If you go back to 2K, but Live 19 and Live 18, they actually play better than 2K.
You are incorrect, but I will let you say that.
Did play better.
19 plays so much better than 19 plays so much. I bought 2K19 and Live 19. I like Live 19 way better.
Isn't Live 19 the one where they got like WNBA?
I was kind of mad they canceled.
Yes, but that's also the one where you could put your player and stylize them off a different play style that you wanted to. So I'm a LeBron fan. So I stylized my character to be a big or a small forward that could pass.
I had my
you could build your character up like that. I love that. But I mean, and you can style how you want to. It's like one person here, like a 6'2" guy that was playing like Steph. So, but he was a 4. So he was just hitting jumpers. Yeah, so he was just hitting jumpers from the fucking free throw line. Like,
who said so, Steph?
So Steph
I appreciate
6'2".
that. Yeah, I don't think you meant to say 6'2".
So Steph Curry.
But
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Though, but I was like, he's like 7'3", but he plays like Shaq.
6'2". He don't look like he's 6'2", but he's 6'2".
He's like 7'3", but he played like
so.
Shaq.
Who wants to go next?
It's only Hubert.
I'll go next.
Okay. I forgot. We got 2 left. Yep.
Did Kyle finish his last 2? I think Kyle just went on playing download.
Yeah.
No,
Kyle, you last 2?
Yeah, he had to finish his, right?
Yeah. My so what, how are we doing this?
Play, download, delete,
and
obliterate.
Just say download stuff.
Play. I haven't played it yet, but it's the next thing on my playlist. So I'll say play Last of Us 2. Because I'm a big fan of Naughty Dog, obviously. Uncharted is amazing. Shut up, Mark.
It wasn't even me. That
download. Download. I'm gonna say Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 2 remake, because that is actually the next game I'm actually buying. I'm buying that Friday.
I got that
God of War.
You are in for a good time, man.
The remake 2 is good.
I love it. I love the series. Like 4 is in my top 5 favorite games ever. I'm a fan of 5. I admit 6 was shit. I haven't played 7 yet. I haven't played Biohazard yet, but 5. I mean, yeah, Chris Redfield hitting.
7's a bad movie.
Yeah, Chris Redfield hitting boulders and shit with his fist. But I mean, what the fuck is a video game?
Chris the Refrigerator Redfield.
John Cena ass arms.
With that fucking big ass black sweater on. The fuck, nigga?
Yeah, he had the Ben Wallace voice. Delete. I'm gonna delete. Delete is just something I just don't want it around. I'm a piggyback. I'm gonna say the free to play games, like the free to play entry games, like.
I would like to look at Call of Duty though, because I know you don't like Call of Duty.
I know a lot of people like it. I was like, that's an island I just get tired of being on now. It's just like, oh, you don't like Call of Duty, get better. I'm like, that's just the same fucking game every game, but okay. Delete.
That needs to get better.
I got. I'm like, what does it take to get better? Either I shoot you or you shoot me. It's the same game with like somewhat better graphics.
Kyle, just play the Call of Duty with the zombies. That's all you gotta do. Just play the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil.
That's about shooting. No. No.
Obliterate, Thanos snap, Madden. I fucking since Mark said 2K, I'm gonna take Madden. I fucking hate this series.
Joe Montana was better.
Series has been shit for a decade.
Montana was better anyway. Nigga,
I like that answer. I like that answer because if you delete Madden, then the 2K football games would have kept going. So we would be better.
That's
off
why
if Madden
the 2K series was
the 2K series
better.
All right, the 2K series.
Well, okay, so that means the 2K series and the Blitz series would have kept going.
Exactly.
That's fine with me because I like having that contract. I mean, hell, you can even take it back. You can give the NFL license to 989 and get some NFL game day in this bitch.
Right.
Like taking it old school.
No. I know the real reason why you wanted to obliterate whatever Madden. It's because that one time you and me was playing, I had the Lion. You had me up by 20, and next thing you know, I kept doing Hail Mary pass, and I beat your ass by 40. That's why.
You kept having real routes with your fucking fullback. I'm not fucking guarding him. I'm not gonna blitz you every time.
This is true.
I was playing with the Eagles, man. It was the 09 Eagles. And Andy Reid had shitty defense back then. What the fuck you want?
Look.
I hate you.
Look, Matt Stafford didn't even throw a 90-yard. What was it, like a 90-yard touchdown with a broken arm yet? This is how bad that was.
I injured him in that. I remember the game. I injured him in that game. No, but Madden, it's just been shit, man. Like you have so many. Having Madden be the only player or the only person that has the license to make football games has made them get complacent, and the games are shit. I mean, you can look at how many things you could do in past games that made the game fun that you can't do now. Literally. All right, take Madden.
is they try to centralize the bag, so the NFL players couldn't get no more than one bag from the games because it's only Madden. So Madden was giving up the bag, but when you had two different companies giving up bags for the games, paying for their likeness, just like the whole thing with NCAA, even though NCAA was the way superior game over Madden back in the day.
It was so much better.
Well, it's always been a superior game. It's always been a superior game over Madden.
NCAA was way better than Madden.
NCAA killed
NCAA was
every
better.
year.
No.
Because NCAA you could actually
because you had to be good. Because all the players weren't overhyped. You didn't have a 99 quarterback on fucking
and on top of that, you had to actually
USC or something. Like they have like a 70.
So it was on you to actually playbooks. You had to actually know playbooks. Like you had to actually know who ran what.
Look, I used to bring my system up to Mumford all the time. And if you pick the team with a 99 football player, I'm calling you out. You're gonna suck ass. And if you pick the Patriots, you're gonna suck ass. I'm gonna beat you with the Lions or the weakest team on there. Yeah, see. Remember that time
I beat people. I had like 200 yards with Kevin Jones on the fucking Lions. So like I used to ball out in that game. But no, I mean Madden is just shit now. And then it seems like one of those things to be cool to say Madden is shit. But it is objectively shit. Like it's just so many things you can do now. So I'm like, I'd be fine if I never played another Madden game from EA again. You can give the license back to 2K, you can give it to 99, you can give it to Visual Concept, you can give it to anybody else but EA because they are absolutely horrible. And the thing is, it's not in the game anymore because they took it out to microtransaction.
Yeah. So before we close out, it is now on Hubert.
Has to go, Hubert. Yeah. Okay.
It's now on Hubert to give his picks.
I just started playing Hades yesterday.
Good shit.
I heard that's
digging
good.
It. So I'm gonna continue doing that. I'm debating if I'm gonna be awake enough after this to play a little bit more tonight. Probably not, but yeah. That's a good game. Download, probably because of the theme of this podcast, Uncharted 4. Like it's free as hell. It's always out there, free or mad cheap in some form. It's one of the best games ever made, but also it's like top 5 multiplayer games I've ever played too, co-op and competitive. So like
before you finish, so is it really sweet down there? Because you don't kiss his ass just by saying Uncharted. Like literally, you just ate it.
We've been talking about it. Y'all got me thinking about it.
I'm done.
Just by saying Uncharted. You eat chitlins. You eat chitlins, I see. Probably went to Tabasco and not Red Hot.
Tabasco.
That's just hot sauce.
Not the Franks. Not the Franks, though.
You don't even eat
okay.
The Franks. You eat the other brands.
You said download Uncharted?
Yeah, that's probably like I said, it's free. I've said to people, I mean, whatever, it don't matter. I can move on. Delete
Final Fantasy VII Remake. Just say it.
You really hate that fucking
okay, you know what, for my delete, I'm gonna deal. We're gonna deal with that. All right. That's a fantastic video game. If you want to get into like should it exist and should they have made it what it is and all that sort of stuff, that's a conversation worth having. But the end product was like, it's a really good game.
I never said it wasn't great. I'm just saying from a story standpoint, it's like they said, you know what? We have this really, really good franchise. Let's just butcher the fuck out by putting the Advent Children, Crisis Core, and a story nobody fucking asked for with this random ass nigga in there and just say, yeah,
this
we're
what?
like a brand new Final Fantasy game.
This what?
If you play it, he knows what I'm talking about. There's a character in the game that just walks around going, and he's important to the series. I'm like, since when?
I don't know if I'll say important to the series, but I see your point. It's a, imagining like a Resident Evil situation where there's the patient zero, the person, the first zombie, but people don't know it's zombies yet. So they're like, oh, something's wrong with this guy. It's a dude in the game that's like that. He's in the game for maybe, if you add up all the time, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, maybe. But anyway,
Snap your fingers at FF7, please. Come on, man. Work, damn it, work.
I don't know if I have a delete either. I'm in the same situation Mark was in. Dragon Ball Fighters. That's my delete. I feel like that game gets too much.
That's all arc system.
I agree.
Arc system. Yeah, you did.
No, that's not my like obliterate answer. All right, my obliterate answer is kind of savage, and I understand that, but Switch. The whole thing.
He hates the Switch.
The whole thing.
Nintendo Switch.
He has been an avid.
He's
been an avid Switch person.
They actually did it better than the PS Vita, and you want to get rid of that completely?
They absolutely tried to make a Vita and didn't make a Vita that was that good.
No. They made it better. They made it better. That is the better definition of remote play.
He cannot stand the Switch. He said if it wasn't a gift, he would have gave it away already.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
It was not a gift. He would gave it away already.
God
1,000%.
damn.
That is a bow.
So hold on, not even Breath of the Wild?
It is an ugly console, though.
So I will tell you this much.
I give that. It's not appealing.
I don't have like an argument here. This might be a he's like leaving too. He's leaving, and I'm about to bring up a thing he said. But so I have Breath of the Wild. My favorite Switch game / the only game I like on Switch is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It's the game that he was talking about earlier. But I realized after he said that, you probably just don't.
That's why I was laughing so hard, because I remember you were talking about that game.
I have Ring Fit Adventure, and I like what I've played of that too. I would probably grow to liking that game more after I play it more too. But nah, man, like Mario plus Rabbids was the game that was like, man, I wish I had got this first, because
he said, nah, man.
I feel like, you know,
I'm stupefied. I'm stupefied.
So my favorite genre of games is fighting games. So I can't like Smash. I grew up a big Zelda fan, but they've been making the same Zelda game for 25 years now.
Smash Switch is horrible.
Also, that particular Smash is bad too. Like, I love Metroid games. There isn't a Metroid on Switch.
Not yet.
Like it's so many layers to it. It's just like, yeah. So that's my answer.
But
you know what? You're kind of making a lot of sense right now.
Don't give him this.
You're kind of really making a lot of sense.
No, we're not doing this. There are way too many.
A lot of these points, you know what? You starting to change my mind. I'm like, you know what?
Remember when they said we're gonna make a Mario All Stars 2? Remember when that rumor happened?
Y'all in an entanglement, I see. Y'all two are
but no, like I can't. There are way too many great games on the Switch.
Are there?
It is.
Remember when they said they were gonna make a Mario All Stars 3D, and you're like, man, that's a great idea, and they chose.
I never said that.
Mario
I never
3D.
Said that.
But it is a great idea if you choose Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 and Mario 3D World, and not Sunshine and 64. What?
Niggas like Sunshine, man. Come on.
Nobody who plays Sunshine in 2020 is gonna like that game. They're gonna play it and be like, "Oh, I guess I was a kid or something," because this is not.
I can't wait.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna do Sunshine.
We literally just had this conversation yesterday.
It's a $60 game. They want you to pay $60 for Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Galaxy 1.
But Nintendo ain't gonna. You know they ain't gonna work with that. They're not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do what?
For a kid though, that's a great price.
$60.
$60
for a kid. That's for a kid. It is to have 3 fucking games. That's a great fucking price. My kids gonna stay on my fucking
amazing price.
I don't know, man.
He said your kids will stay at your hair.
But yeah,
they gonna beat all of them too.
Let's wrap it up. Let's take it. Let's drive it home. So everyone give out their socials. I'm gonna start off with Kayos.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Team Kayos. That's Kayos. You can find me on Facebook, Kyle J. Campbell. You can find me on the Wakinda Black Nerdcast's This Pages and group on Facebook. And you can find my YouTube channel, which I'm gonna start making some more new content for. That's the same name, at Team Kayos on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. And the Wakinda Black Nerdcast's This YouTube page. We got videos dropping every week. We're gonna have a lot more content coming out with each one of us putting up, specific videos. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon.
Okay. BJ, I'll go to you next.
I_am_BJ_Bailey on Instagram or Facebook, BJ Bailey. If I share this with my fellow Union brothers, you can find me in the trim aisle on Yellow Route, delivering your small parts and throwing lug nuts at your ass if you piss me off. So that's okay. Hey, look,
that's why shit be missing off these trucks.
Right.
Oh, no.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go to the guy that hates the Switch and hates great systems. We're gonna go to Hubert next.
Switch hater.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I thought about it long and hard, man. But
Young Timberland in here.
speaking of, so that's what I was about to say. I make stuff on I have a website called Everyone Who Cares. I also do a lot of stuff under my name, Hubert Davis. I'm on Twitter and Facebook for the most part. I stream on Twitch at Everyone Who Cares, and I will, if I can make it through the week, I will be streaming this week this game called Fuser, which is a game basically if the people who made Rock Band made a DJing game, and everything I've seen about it has blown me away. When you talk about that at some point, Tez. But yeah, so you will see.
So it's different than DJ Hero?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get into it later. But
I have DJ Hero. I still have the peripheral for my PlayStation 3.
I'll be on Twitch streaming that game, and then hopefully later this week on Twitch streaming some PS5 stuff. So we'll see.
And real quick, shout out to Everyone Who Cares, because that's where this show started as the DC TV Multiverse podcast. So
yeah,
man,
it all started on
Everyone Who Cares.
It's hard for me to ever record anything without doing like a 5-minute rant about how great a dude Mark is. I'm holding back this time, but yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah, we're gonna go to return the Mac.
Sure.
All right. What's up, everybody? As of now, you already know me. I'm at on Instagram and Twitter at the Red Faced Monster. On
There's some
Instagram,
underscores in there.
Yeah, on Instagram it's the red it's the red underscore faced underscore monster.
Black boys.
Yeah, that's me all day. On Twitter, it's the same thing without the underscores, the Red Faced Monster. Obviously, on Facebook, I can't be the Red Faced Monster, so my name is Mark McKinney. For all the new listeners, you can find me predominantly at the What Kind of Black Nerdcast Is This? Also, the Blacklist Gamers, but at some point, that's probably all going to merge into one page. But yeah, most importantly, just follow us at all of us, even Black Girl Marvel and Is She Black or Asian? Follow them as well. Check out our YouTube page. What Kind of Black Nerdcast Is This? Our Instagram, What Kind of Black Nerdcast Is This? And we're very social. You hit us up with a comment or anything like that. Any suggestions? We just had two new guests on. Well, one is an older guest, and then another is a brand new guest. But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna keep having guests on. I don't really like everybody who come on here, but it's all good. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
One thing about the Switch, man.
This is a joke. No, but yeah, if you guys got any,
one bad thing.
Honestly,
I know why you hate the Switch. Your mama made you go out and get the Switch too many times. That's why you hate the Switch. That's why.
Too many repressed memories. Too many
man.
repressed memories. But yeah,
Can't touch it.
we've had some cool guests on here. But if anybody has any questions they want us to answer, shoot them to us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and we'll definitely answer on the next podcast. And swinging it back to you, JayTezla.
Yep, and to end this off, my name is JayTezla. You can find me everywhere on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at JayTezla. Music dropping every week at jaytezla.bandcamp.com. Weekly blogs at jaytezlanerd.wordpress.com. I'll probably write something about the Switch maybe this week. I don't know. Who knows? But so yeah, we'll be doing a review of Miles Morales when it drops. So you get my first impressions of that game. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you all for being here. Have a good night. Peace. Much love to you.
I've spoken. We're out.
Amen.
Peace.
Peace.
Switch hitter.